Welcome back. You're watching The Property Show. We'll talk about Pune and Mumbai in just a bit. But first, let's discuss your legal queries with our expert of the week. Joining us from Mumbai is Amit Mehta, Managing Partner, Solesis Lex and Advocate High Court. Amit, thank you so much for joining us today. Let's right away just start our Q&As. Our first caller on the line is Akshay Bindal. Akshay has a question for us. Hi Akshay, go ahead. Akshay, what's your question for Amit?
Yeah, my question is, I have a joint property in Pratik area. That is with my brother-in-law. Now my brother-in-law wants to sell that property and my wife will be purchasing that. So my brother-in-law and my wife are both are into blood relations. So I am saying that it's not a transfer to Pratik, it's just an internal transfer between me and my brother-in-law, which Pratik is saying it's a transfer and you need to pay around 1,40,000 to them. If this is not transfer, then I need to pay only 11,000 as processing fee.
Okay, so Amit, Akshay's point of view is that he is just transferring his property within blood relations, within his family. Does it still amount to transfer charges? And his builder is asking for a 2% transfer levy, and that amounts to quite a bit of his original sum. Legally, what is the right thing to do?
Hi Vasudha, good evening. Hi Akshay. This problem is faced by many people in this country, and especially consumers who are buying property. Actually, the developer cannot charge any transfer fee. In Maharashtra, there is a circular which has come, which clearly states that developer cannot charge any transfer fee. There was actually no provision in law also to charge a transfer fee. Especially in Noida, if you see, any transfer that is happening, the transfer has to be done through the Noida Nodal Authority. And the Noida Nodal Authority goes purely by the bylaws of that area. So basically, if they have to charge, they can charge up to only 0.5% as per the UP Apartment Act, but not more than that. So any transfer charges is illegal. Secondly, I would like to point out, if the agreement is already registered and if you already executed it at the sub-registrar's office, then if you want to further transfer it, you can do it through either a release deed or a gift deed, and that will be liable to certain stamp duty. But otherwise, if you have to pay charges to the developer, the answer is no. You don't have to pay any charges. And if you still insist, then you can go to Consumer Court and file a case against it.
All right, there. Next, we have Surinder Singh with a question. Hi, Surinder. How can we help you?
Madam, good evening.
Good evening. What's your question?
Right now I'm calling from, my question is, I need one specific help from you. To be paid to get the NOC, no objection certificate, for the sale of property in Kalyan in Maharashtra. I have one 2 BHK flat at Yogi Dham in Maharashtra, registered in April 11, and constructed by Ajmera Realty. The flat is completed and possession was taken in October 12. As the flat is not formed, I want to sell the flat.
Okay, all right.
And I need NOC to proceed further. As the flat is not formed, so builder is asking rupees 300 per square feet. The amounts come to be 2,77,500.
Okay.
And he is asking cash.
Okay.
And as the flat is formed, then I have to pay only 25,000 rupees. This means I have to pay 11 times more money to him.
Okay, that's quite a lot. Amit, what should he do? He will have to pay 11 times more had there been a society formed in the project that he's bought into. He wants to now sell the flat. He wants an NOC from the builder. Builder is asking for 300 rupees per square foot. What should he do?
Yes, the answer is that it is illegal asked by the developer. The developers cannot ask such transfer fees. There is a circular which has come in Maharashtra which states that the builders cannot ask for any transfer fee. So anyway, if he is asking for it, it is illegal. Apart from that, the cash also he is asking is again illegal. So in case he is insisting on that, you can straight away file a case of in Consumer Court also. At the same time, if asking in cash, you go to City Civil Court and get a stay on this issue.
Okay, so Surinder, clearly it's an illegal attempt on the part of your builder to charge you for an NOC. The Maharashtra government had clearly clarified back in 2012 that there is no such provision in the law where the builder can charge you for the sale or resale of a property. All right, moving on, we have an email by Jayant Singhal. He writes that he has a flat in Noida, which is an under construction property. He's now looking to sell this in the resale market. Builder is asking for 300 rupees per square foot as transfer charges, which amounts to about 5 lakhs. The flat overall had costed him 38 lakhs, so that's quite a big sum. Can the builder charge me such an exorbitant amount? Amit, another similar question to what we just addressed. What do the housing laws in Uttar Pradesh say about transfer charges?
See, the law prevailing there is UP Apartment Act 2010. In that act, it is stated that you cannot charge any transfer fee. The only transfer fee that can be charged is by that association of the society, and that is 0.5% of the transaction value. Other than that, everything is illegal. So any payments asked by the developer is illegal. Moreover, what do the developers do in Noida? They basically don't go and register themselves with the Noida nodal authority and give a list which is a pre-final list to them, and don't submit that final list to the Noida nodal authority. So in a way, they get an idea to circumvent in getting transfer money before that all the names are registered with the nodal authority. So they try to extract all those money from the consumers, and then finally, once they are through with all the formalities, then they go and submit the list of all the members who have bought the flats. So in a way, it is absolutely illegal, and you should not pay any such charges.
All right, Jayant, so clearly it's illegal for your builder to charge you for transferring your property. There is no such provision in the law to charge you. You should ask your builder for an NOC, and if the builder refuses, then you can probably file for your transfer application after the society is registered. All right, Amit Mehta, thank you so much for joining us on the show and actually breaking down the various charges that a buyer is liable to pay and what is legally right and what is not. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Moving on, let's get back to your question and answers. We have Atul Gavli joining us on the show. Atul, hi, what's your question?
Hi, my question is, I'm looking for a 2 BHK flat around 800 to 1,000 square feet, and especially in the area of Baner area or Pashan area of Pune.
Okay.
And my budget is around 40 to 45 lakhs for this. And I'm looking for purely for investment purpose. So I would like to rent this property, and I'm also looking for some appreciation over a period of time.
Okay, so 40 to 45 lakhs, Baner or Pashan areas of Pune, looking for investment returns.
Yeah, the markets are very good. The price appreciation trends have depicted a 14% annualized return for both Baner and Bhavdan. The budget actually is going to be a little bit of a constraint, so we're recommending 1 BHK flats because if you look at the sizes are anywhere between 600 and 700 rupees a square foot, and the price points are between 5,500 rupees to 6,500 rupees a square foot. So in that price point, it becomes a little bit of a challenge to be able to offer 2 BHKs. Having said that, both these micro markets are very lucrative and will give you both end-use possibilities as well as good investor returns. Baner, for example, very close to the Hinjewadi IT hub, and Bhavdan is basically considered to be a residential area in the southwestern part of Pune. The area is located actually on the NDA road and has good accessibility to the Mumbai-Pune bypass. This area has also been there in demand because of the Hinjewadi IT hub as such. Coming to some key data points, inventory overhang is very safe, 6 months and 13 months respectively. Weighted average price of Baner, of course, which has become a reasonably good premium market also in certain respects, 6,800 rupees a square foot, and Bhavdan is 5,800 rupees a square foot. Price appreciation has been 34-35%. The recommendations from our side are Souvenir by Sarthi Group. This is 5,600 rupees a square foot, 2015 being the completion year, available with the developer. This project is located in Baner Annex next to the Mumbai-Pune highway. It's only 1.5 kilometers from there, and it's a reputed builder. He's completed quite a few projects in that micro market or in Pune as such. Gunbush by DS Kulkarni developers. This is project available directly with the developers and consisting of 3 towers, 2 of which are already ready and 1 will be ready in 2015. This is a reputed developer of the MMR region and it's located just 3 kilometers from the Mumbai-Pune highway. Lastly, we have Galaxy Vineet by Galaxy Group. This is a project available from the developers end. Project is approved by major banks. The completion is supposed to be in mid-2016.
Okay, Atul, quick data points on Baner and Bavdhan, the two markets we want you to look at. The key demand drivers in Baner is obviously the proximity to the IT industrial sectors of Hinjewadi. Baner has emerged as a premium locality and you can expect some decent rentals out of this market given the price appreciation in this area. The other market, Bavdhan, the southwestern region of Pune, good connectivity to Hinjewadi and other areas like Kothurud, Pashan and Aund, and lots of educational institutes in this area locally. Projects you could look at: Souvenir by Sarthi Group, Gandhakosh by DS Kulkarni Developers and Galaxy Vineet by Galaxy Group. Moving on, Alok Agarwal joins us on the line. Hi Alok, what's your question?
Yeah, hi, good evening.
Good evening, what's your question for us?
Yeah, I was looking for a purchase of property around 2.5 bedroom to 3 bedroom for myself, being end use as self-occupation. And I was looking in the area of Bombay western side, Andheri West, Oshiwara side. And I'd have budget of 2.5 crores to 2.75 crores. So basically I'd shortlisted one property which is of Ahuja Constructions. Project name is La Amor. So just wanted to ask if there's anything better options or is this project good enough?
Okay, quite a solid budget, 2.5 to 2.75 crores. Looking at the western belt of Mumbai, also shortlisted Ahuja Group La Amor.
Yeah, this project actually is a good project. We recommend you to go ahead with this project as such. This project comes with luxury amenities. It's trading at a reasonable price of 18,400 rupees, but on carpet area basis. This project has got a 3 BHK on carpet area, which is 1250, which is a very reasonable size. Over here, the connectivity is very good. It is located just 2 kilometers from the Oshiwara railway station and 2.5 kilometers from the Western Express highway. We are saying yes to this preferred project and we've got 2 more recommendations for you that you may want to consider. In addition to that, let's just look at some key data points. Inventory overhang safe now. Andheri East is 22 months, Jogeshwari is 18 months. The weighted average price, Andheri East is 14,000 and Jogeshwari is 12,000 for the mid to luxury segment. Price appreciation has been almost identical, 32 and 31% or 12.5% on an annualized basis. The 2 recommendations from our side are Vasant Oasis Phase 2 by Shade Developers. This is at 14,000 rupees a square foot, available with the developer. And then we have RNA Exotica, Jogeshwari West, 13,000 rupees a square foot. This project is also available with the developer. Consists of actually 4 wings of 41 storied buildings available from the developers end. Project comes with luxury amenities and approved by major banks, and it's located only 9.5 kilometers from the Podar Institute School, Santa Cruz West. These are our 2 recommendations in addition of the choice that you made.
Okay, Alok, your preferred project La Amor by Ahuja Group in Oshiwara Jogeshwari, it gets a go ahead from us. Also, the projects that 2 more projects that we are recommending for you in Andheri East and Jogeshwari West. There's Vasant Oasis Phase 2 by Shade Developers and RNA Exotica by RNA Corp. Okay, Mumbai has one of the highest rates of property taxes as well as maintenance costs in the country, far exceeding those found in other metros. In fact, the BMC considers this to be one of their biggest revenue generators. But does the city provide its taxpayers with the facilities needed to justify these costs? Nikhil Sivadas has this report.
Thinking of buying a home in Mumbai? Well, putting together the crores needed to buy the house is just the first step. You also need to be prepared for the high property tax and maintenance costs that come with it.
There are different thumb rules which are applied, and most of these thumb rules which you look at are basically sometimes they are very skewed towards the capital values appreciation, and that appreciation bites into the people's pocket when it comes to Bombay.
Since the BMC started assessing property taxes based on capital values rather than rental values back in 2010, Mumbai's property tax and maintenance costs have risen. Depending on the location and the size of the flat, they are at around rupees 8 to 15 per square feet, the highest in the country compared to just 2 to 4 rupees in other metros. Take premium residential complex Oberoi Woods in Goregaon East for instance. With around 600 flats, the complex pays a huge amount as property tax to the BMC.
We are paying about 2 crore rupees per year towards the property taxes and water charges. And we are not even 1% of this locality. We are the fraction of 1%. Just you can imagine more than 100 crore rupees must be going from this region to the corporation agent taxes.
That is a staggering amount and a good example of why the BMC is the richest civic body in the country. But is it providing enough amenities to justify charging this high amount?
We have come here last 10 years and nothing has been provided by the government. No drainage, no lights, no roads, pavements, or nothing is there, and it is under development still.
Home buyers may pay through the nose to live in premium residential complexes, only to be stuck on bad roads and heavy traffic as soon as they step out of the gate. Experts lay the blame squarely on the local government.
Conditions are gone into red because there is infrastructure which has happened after the complexes come in. Most of the times we've seen that it's not proactive planning which is happening from the municipality.
So if the civic body cannot provide the facilities it charges for, shouldn't it consider reducing property tax rates?
The administration is not working for which they have been paid for. After election they forget their duty towards the society and are more interested in earning the money.
No system would ever charge you for facilities that you don't get to enjoy. It's high time that the BMC gets its act together and takes some concrete action. Otherwise, Mumbai's future as a city is doomed to failure. From Mumbai, Nikhil Shivdas, NDTV.
Alright, we'll take a small breather on the property show. Still to come on the other side. We'll evaluate your property picks in Bangalore. And also on the show, mid-segment homes in Karnataka's other hot emerging market, Mysore.